Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today we have a viewer request from a Mr. D Nasty's Noise, and he requested to see SGO and Skyland up against the new graphics packs. So as you can see there, we've got the graphics packs at the top of the load order, just below any patches and stuff like that, and it does use MRENs, Smimlight, Osmodeus, Saltstein, Landscapes, Tombs and Ruins, Mountains, Rocks, Meshes and stuff like that, and a lot more built in. We do have a fifth patch which we put at the very bottom of the load order because that's where the mod notes say it needs to go, so we go all the way to the bottom and there it is. And for the SGO build, it's slightly more complex. What we do is we've got Smimlight, SGO 1 and 2 and Skyland, and because SGO has to go at the bottom of the load order, that means Skyland's got to go below it so that those nature textures overtake SGO, and I've just put Smimlight just above them to make it a bit easier. What I should mention here is, although the graphics pack does use Osmodeus for cities and extras, stoneworks and extras, sorry, we can use that same patch with SGO. I've left it out of this video just because we'll kind of go for a super light build, but I will tell you at the end of the video how to get the most out of the SGO build. Few quick stats for you. All the graphics packs together come in at about 1.8 gigabytes, and this super light SGO build we're using comes in at about 1.5. so if we were to use Osmodeus extras, that would make both the mod builds almost exactly the same size. But with that being said, let's jump straight in. So to start us off, we are looking at the graphics pack here, and you're going to notice the wood textures do look a lot nicer than the SGO Skyland build. As you can see there, the SGO build is a bit murkier. A few glitches on the water in the background. I think that's because I forgot to put realistic water 2 at the bottom of the load order below everything else. That was my fault, but it should be compatible. And here we're getting a close-up at the grass textures. As you can see, it does get a bit blurry when we get close up, and as you can see, Skyland there doesn't struggle with it at all. A slightly crisper texture, although it is a bit murkier and darker, and also that stone texture looks just a little bit nicer in my opinion, but those wood textures are very murky and not nice at all. Here we have a kind of an overview. We've got a couple of textures all on the screen at once that we can take a look at, but we are mainly going to be focusing on close-ups in this video. As you can see there, again, we've got a bit of a blue haze on the SGO build compared to the warmer graphics pack lighting, and some of the textures there do look a bit dark, a bit murkier. Maybe that's what you like. Again, here's another close-up at that hay or grass on the floor with the wood texture. Again, wood texture looks quite nice. That grass though, not so much. And as you can see, SGO Skyland, horrible wood texture there. Grass, not a bit crisper, not as nice in my opinion as the graphics pack. And another little quick overview here. You're mainly going to see the rocks in the background change and a few other textures and stuff like that. As you can see, the trees did disappear there. That's because Osmodeus does add in more trees and stuff like that. But on the whole, both look quite nice. Here we are in Markarth, and we've just got a close up at some of the stone. None of that's going to change really, except for some of the colour balance and saturation. But that rock texture on the right hand side again does look nicer in my opinion using Skyland there. But most of the other stuff doesn't really change. And we've got an overview again of Markarth. Again, differences here are going to be negligible. All the main differences you are going to spot are on the stone mountains and rock cliffs, stuff like that, where Skyland comes into play and really does improve those textures, which we're going to have a close-up look at here. So not too bad there, a little blurry, losing some of the details on the finer details there. And Skyland, not much better, looks slightly more crisper, but again does look a little murkier and a bit darker than the graphics pack. Both builds are using the same lighting and weather mods, so what you're mainly going to notice here is just some of the saturation is going to change between the two. SGO goes for a brighter, more bluish haze there on the atmospheric fog than the graphics pack, which always seems to go for a warmer, more yellowy tint to the stuff. We're just outside the barrow here. As you can see, a massive change there to the vanilla textures. Does look kind of busy, but I think that's kind of fitting with the ancient tomb look that they're probably going for. And as you can see there, SGO, more of a vanilla texture, but a bit sharper, and also the texture on that door does hold up a bit better with SGO and Skyland. And inside the barrow here, again, you can really get a close-up at those textures. It kind of looks like it's all been chiseled out by hand, kind of roughly. Quite nice, bit busy, little murky. And SGO and Skyland again go for a cleaner, more crisper look. And here we are from another angle. As you can see on the left hand side there, when you get close up to the texture, we do start to get that blurriness shining through. Again, it's going to be the same with the SGO and Skyland, although we will lose all of that detail that the graphics pack brings in. And here you're going to see Skyland probably is going to handle this a bit better than the graphics pack, but that does look very nice there indeed. And there you go, Skyland comes in and you do get a bit more detail this time, but this time it doesn't look as smooth as the graphics pack. Kind of a little bit murky on those textures there, but on the whole very nice. Inside the Dwemer Ruin here, not much is going to change. You're going to notice those two bronze bars either side of the ornate pillar there does change, and a few of the more ornate carvings around the doorway, and that gets a bit crisper with SGO in my opinion. We're going to have a close-up look at that bronze or brass texture here. Very nice. The stone doesn't change between the two graphics pack, which is a shame, but as you can see, nice crisp sharp texture there on the doorway. And when we bring SGO in, as you can see, some of the detail lost, but still very nice texture, very nice indeed. And the main differences here are going to be on this tree trunk. It does appear that the graphics pack does change the mesh for the tree, as you can see there, but in my opinion the textures hold up just a bit better thanks to Skyland and SGO. Any second now, and here we are in Solstheim. The graphics pack does say that it changes some of the textures in Solstheim, but the main difference, or the only difference I could see, is on that sand, just at the bottom of the screen. Both textures look nice, but I think the graphics pack does just win out. It looks a bit more realistic, as you can see there on the ground, compared to SGO, which uses slightly larger pebbles. Unfortunately, that blurry wall texture didn't change at all, and it's going to be the same for this screen. Mainly going to see the smaller details change between the two on those barrels and the brazier, and it just comes down to personal preference really. I think that both barrels look very nice. And here we are inside your home in Whiterun, and this is where SGO is going to fall down a little bit, because as you can see, very nice wood texture there from the graphics pack, which just goes very blurry, almost no real detail there on SGO. Although the rug does change, and that's mainly down to SGO changing the smaller details, which I will go into at the end of the video. And here we are looking at a grass texture. I've never been a fan of that. It just looks like a flat photograph slapped on the ground, but Skyland comes along and makes that look very nice indeed. And finally the snow. Again, the graphics pack handling it just a bit better than SGO and Skyland. We've got those little chunks of ice in the snow there which are twinkling in the light. And Skyland and SGO going for a slightly flatter texture there. Not as nice in my opinion. However, I did say I have some thoughts on how you could improve the SGO build. That all comes down to the fact that I was trying to keep the two mods kind of level in the actual size that they came up to. As I said, SGO Skyland did fall just short of the graphics pack in terms of size. If I'd put Osmodius on it, it would have been almost exactly the same between the two, and you would have got all those nice wood textures and that from the Osmodius stoneworks and extras in the Whiterun home and stuff like that, which you can go and do right now if you are a SGO Skyland fan. Also, as I said, we were using the 1K version of Skyland compared to the 2K version. Again, that was to save space. The 2K version is a full gigabyte, so we're starting to really overtake the graphics pack in terms of size. And I know a lot of people out there are conscious to how much size they are using for the graphics packs, because you do only get 5 gigabytes on the Xbox. So I'm thinking that I probably will review the Skyland mods next, just because there are a few different ones now, and we'll see if you do get more bang for your buck going for the 1 gigabyte version of Skyland compared to the smaller one which we used here. Also, we could take SMIM Lite and replace it with the full SMIM mod again, which is just over a gigabyte, and use that for the SGO one, which means you would have got a lot more nicer ornate details in some places. Personally, my recommendation for the time being would be to just use the graphics packs, because they are very easy to use and they do look very nice. But if you wanted to go for an absolute ridiculous build where everything looked top notch, then it would be SGO 1 and 2, Skyland 2K version, SMIM full texture, the full version of that, plus lighting mods, weather mods, stuff like that. But thanks for watching. If you do have any requests for me to look at, just drop a comment in the comment section and I will certainly consider it. Like I said, next video will probably be Skyland 1K versus Skyland 2K, with a look at a few of the side mods that they've got going on there as well. Something to do with roads, I noticed in the mod store when I was actually installing these mods. So as always, thanks for watching guys, and I shall see you next time.